Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Robert ELSTEIN, and I am an artist and a teacher, and I'm going to be reading for you my book, Parallel Spirit. It's actually a broadsheet with 8 poems that I self-published in 2017. Bucket list. We were going to ride on the back of a killer whale because my husband read a book about how to wander, but then he twisted his ankle and we decided not to go because we thought it would be too dangerous under such conditions. We're going to parasail through the Pleiades. We're going to shear our neighbor's sheep. We're going to pour boiling water over glaciers and give the Inuit a proper keep. We're going to make pita with the Bedouin, hoping it's white, not wheat, till poverty has been eradicated. Okay, we're leaving right now, just 1 foot into our wind, under a plain and repetitive star field. We spy pyramidal peaks dipping into the horizon, and we change our plans entirely. We're going to need another notebook. We're going to swipe a hidden fare. We're going to swim with the parrotfish, masquerading as blue plastic bags. We're going to redeem the 1780s. Soon as we dig them out from our garages, we're going to sit on a fortune till someone expires with just a whoopee cushion in between. We're going to cry under the crabapple trees till every pore on our faces feels clean. We're going to try the cheap spanakopita. We're going to enter through the basement gate. We're going to live in the galaxy and escape to the espalier. Try this. Okay, we'll try this. What is this? I'm holding the poems behind the computer. T.G. Nickel Field Office. Morning's tooth is pinching my central nervous personage, but deep-seated paranoia rousts me so warily. I have lots of experience in the executive creep, and yet it's just another Friday, and I should have had no reason to be here. Visitors must enter around the corner, in keeping with the mist. I have the backwards and the forewarning part down, but not the outside-in part. I can't get over all of my haphazard hypothesizing and the myriad of reluctant methods I know about to extract the worm from the infected. Herbivores have it so easy. No skinny appeal to a chieftain on their radar. This is the first time I've done a live on this channel. I've been doing lives on my Instagram account, Radical Unity on Instagram. I wanted to bring some of my followers there over to this channel because we're connecting. We're joining efforts. Social media followers unite. Good looking. We share a burrito the size of Jordan, wandering aimlessly and in rich days into just some place where middle-aged Haitian men convene late night to preview the latest Creole DVDs, spray painting the horse flies for a swirling rainbow at the farm, another simulation of hell. I flubbed another exorcism. What the fuck is wrong with me? I pieced together nothingness in the deep-fried Oreo place, a hole in the wall we can all agree couldn't be improved upon, with knowledge gleaned through braving the catapults, or at least the capitalistic labyrinths in the cellars of our souls, until the wrangling of a hospice worker subsides, because the great agony we pilgrims experience is precisely enough to outweigh the cost and consequence of our own action. So that was the first side of the book, and now I'm going to move on to the second side and the title poem. And this is one of the skinniest poems I've ever written, Parallel Spirit. Talk about skinny appeals. Parallel Spirit. Better to do it this way. Parallel Spirit. The more space evolves, the fewer intruders may run in. I keep getting fooled into believing I'm not capable of anything, when actually I can always sit on the ephus pitch. I am trying to tell you, just as my god dog chirps through some hallucinatory quest through the loins of our neighbor's spaniel, I'm so fucking sorry. It's the most deranged, disproportionate thing to be writing about, dear reader. I don't want to say we failed each other, circling the park in my dream, guarding our eggs. We came across a lot of surprised looks near the meadow, faces deemed too appropriate to approach. I have a nice moment with a snake, my hand outstretched to her head. I glide downward to make eye contact. Just another experiment with language. This would be coming up here on a slippage in sleep. A slippage in sleep. We can only return once the topmost levels are organized in the meeting point between clover and dust. Incomprehensible screenshots paving the way for spontaneous flight, blabbering to a beautiful stranger on the street. I actually agree with him, but unfortunately, I think he means it literally. There's only the fluency of our intent. Not everyone is deranged, for example. A nice man gave us this Pikachu. Naming the brand is only helping in refocusing the leaf shadow, not eradicating the rot of the roots. Just a couple of adults noshing airheads. No one wants to keep appointments anymore. Not even me. Undermining dreams of my hit TV program that'll hit them where they hurt. Exposing the agents of warfare, dozing in fructose and fluff. Okay. All right. I suppose I should stop for a moment and tell you a little bit about me. I'm Robert, and I'm 42 years old. I'm a resident of Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a teacher and an artist. And I do a lot of different types of art, besides poetry. I do photography, I do collage, fiction, filmmaking. I even, do directing. I'm a high school theater director, and I write plays, and I'll even probably do some acting before it's all said and done. But I think poetry has been one thing I've been doing longer than any of them, and I love it. And perhaps you love it too. Many configurations. It's very hard for me not to get damaged in the social jet stream. I spend my life outdoors, trying to get up into headlight rhythm, ignoring the oldest trolley pole to favor the new traditions. I tend to look for my distorted shadow in the gutter puddles, but I don't sometimes know how to look away. Dawn awakens me like most fools, suffering thoughts of my upcoming toll, like my heat strokes falling in the pegs. It's very hard to get it moving in this squall. I have a weird bottled water, not even worth the 99 cents I hocked for it. Even in a tropical hammock, not worth drinking. What about all the waste in the world? I can't fathom it. An odd choice in an even odder dimension. It's so awesome, all the attention we pay to our laws and the consequences and all the live wires cut off and dangling from wooden towers swaying, swiping, whatever which way will get me into this fantastical nostalgia chase. Isn't life just all one big fantastical nostalgia chase? It's like we're running backwards, trying to grab the past, and then we crash into the future, and then we get surprised when we experience a pandemic. I wasn't surprised. Like many of you, I knew this was coming. Akailanova observed, two souls, both alike in credulity, cannot seem to pass the time non-violently like two people spiraling into a performance of Bundaberg's Romeo and Juliet a little too late. If this poem was on Instagram, that would probably be the end of it, but life isn't grammatical. What is real was unmodernized. With peace comes morale. Damned if I do it. A sweet opossum came to me in a nightmare occupying vaguely intoxicated cubes. It's not the room that makes the man. I want to be an architect and put the vernacular in the hoop skirt, if you know what I mean. If someone goes out to fluff the rhododendron leaves or play ultimate hopscotch and such, tackle those rocks, familiar to the touch. And now we have reached the final poem of Parallel Spirit, copyright 2017 by Robert ELSTEIN. A publication so independent, I didn't even make up the name of some fake publisher. I didn't even pretend. It's just from me. No house, just me. Asiatic shift. Lasery, bleh. And take two. Asiatic shift. Lazily sauntering around some ungodly flatulence rainbow encircling the streetlight after dark. No systems, it never ends. I have a way with agony. I feared it so long before feeling its weight pinning me to the blues under our moon's deep red halo. Through the great ends of unraptured Anthropomorphine bullshit, where's the good stuff? I was instructed to write about only those things that stand out. I will try to remember them better. Somehow, I work harder. It just gets to me. Just freaking gets to me, folks. And that's what I was talking about before. I have a way with agony. I feared it so long. It's like, I can't say I predicted that we would be in a pandemic in the year 2020. But what I have always known is that I was going to experience pain and that the world was going to experience agony in a way that was unlike anything we'd seen in our lifetimes. I thought it would be like a purely economic disaster. I didn't realize that it was going to, be a pandemic. That's not something that I can take credit for knowing about. But what I've always been kind of prepared for, is the apocalypse. And I feel it is my calling, my duty to make sure that, there is no apocalypse. And that is why I've called you here today, because I believe that art has a healing power. And, we can solve a lot of the problems that we're facing nowadays if we would just listen to each other and give ourselves the opportunity to express ourselves. I'd like you to know I've begun a political career, and I'm now running for a position called Brooklyn Borough President, which is here in my home borough of Brooklyn in New York City. And if you'd like to, you can check out my website, www.visionaryprogress.com. I'm also on Instagram at Radical Unity, and Facebook, just Robert ELSTEIN, and Twitter, ELSTEIN Robert, believe it or not. I don't know how I ended up with that. I thought it was Robert ELSTEIN, and they were like, "That account doesn't exist." But I was like, "I know who I am." But then I looked at it, and it actually said ELSTEIN Robert. So that's Twitter. If you go to Twitter now, you'd be like my 4th follower, or 3rd even. So thank you. Everyone have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the poetry. For more, you can check out my website, robertelstein.com. Have a good one.